gone through inside the game, experiencing the historical event, I may have passed my history with flying colors. Yeah. So I think those are the areas that are very potential, but we can talk a bit more later. Okay, sorry, it has gone a bit out of the topic, but anyway, it is good because I think these are topics that will be very useful for exploration.
Yes, they are.
After this topic. Actually, the last question I have for you maybe is related to the incentive for actions, because you said that usually you didn't notice those advertisements around,
yeah.
And even sometimes inside, if it annoys you, you go away. Okay, but now I move to another area on the motivation. Okay, if there are certain linkages between the real world and the virtual world that you are playing.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, if you assuming the advertisements are not annoying, not intruding, not
they're not good.
They are okay. They are good advertisement. Then, if they give you some bonuses that give that example, some points that you score or some achievement that you get, allow you to get certain discounts. For example, in an Antilla store,
yeah,
or in a hash burger or something like that. Would that make a difference to your behavior in terms of ignoring?
So I could get the discount coupons from the game.
Or discount coupons or discount code, for example. So example, you go to Samuli in the Kayani store, Kayani game. You go there, you play something, and then you achieve something, and then they reward you with a 10% discount or 20% discount link code. That if you go to buy books from Samuli and Kilia Kaopa, either the web or Kaopa or the real Kaopa, and you give the code, you can enjoy 20% discount, for example. So do you think in that situations you may see advertisement a bit differently or take actions a bit differently?
For example, if I'm researching to buy something and I find that kind of game that I can get the discount from, then I might give it a try. At least if I now would find a game like that, I would give it a try really fast and now, because I haven't really seen that kind of thing done in games ever. So I would be really interested in just seeing how it's done.
But of course you can create a kind of games and see how people react to it as well. Because that's what
I think this is actually quite good idea.
Because I think that was where I'm coming from, to look at the motivation. Because I think usually people don't look at advertisement. But what can make people think about advertisement? Okay, so this is one idea. Second idea is so having a code that you can go to the real world and redeem real stuff if you buy, for example. Then second thing is that how if there is this kind of scheme where you buy something from the real world and that something gives you some benefit in the virtual world.
In the virtual world, there is actually quite a lot of games that do that. But I haven't really. I like to. If the game is playable in both virtual and real world, it's okay then. But usually, if I just need to buy something to get something in virtual world, I usually just want that item in virtual world, and the real world stuff is just junk. So I don't really prefer it that way.
So if I use an example just to make sure we understood each other correctly. So let's use a very common brand, Coca-Cola.
Yes.
I mean, most people drink Coca-Cola. I'm not sure whether you drink Coca-Cola. Okay, assuming you do, okay, and then you know you will buy Coca-Cola, for example, when you go to the shop.
Yes.
But now you know when you buy Coca-Cola, they give you some kind of things inside.
Okay. This is a different case because now I'm buying something
that you need.
And I have the code. Then I might use it more easily because I would have otherwise bought it.
So for example, fat sale bread, or maybe you usually don't eat fat sale bread, but now you know when you buy fat sale bread or Riesling bar, you will get some code that can go into for a draw to come with some powerful tools or powerful things or some extra virtual cash for you to play. Just want to see someone is there. Okay, come. You just come and sit for 5 minutes and then I will come with you. Okay? So, in that case, does it give you more motivation to...
If I play that game, but I wouldn't start the game.
You wouldn't start the game just because.
Just because of the code.
Okay. So that means if you're already playing and you know that item gives you the extra benefit, then you may say, well, when I go to the shop next time, I will buy Coca-Cola instead of Fanta instead.
Yes.
But then if you buy the Coca-Cola first, but without playing the game, then that code does not trigger you to play
No.
the game. Okay, I think that is, so therefore can I conclude that if you have this kind of incentive schemes that tie virtual and real world together in some ways, there is a possibility to change a little bit of their behavior in terms of taking actions to go to buy.
And actually about this kind of advertisements, there is one genre of games that aren't really using advertisements as well as they could. It's geolocation games. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, that means the location-based game.
Location-based games, yes. So, for example, you are playing this kind of game, and you get experience if you do a quest, for example, in Starbucks. So, Starbucks could sponsor the game to create a quest line that is goes around to Starbucks, local Starbucks. So, of course, both benefits from that. Players get more content, and Starbucks get customers.
Because to some extent it's a bit similar to this, but on the other hand, if, for example, we look at a consumer product, then it may not need to be location-based.
Yeah, no, but for the location-based games, this is a really good, big part of their future, I think.
How common is there now to have this kind of location-based game?
Location-based games. They are getting more popular at all the time when the people get more devices to play them on.
Because I think there's two questions here. One is that you need the mobility, the location and the connection. But still, I would say what I wanted to say is maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
I didn't bring my umbrella today. Yesterday I brought my umbrella. But what I wanted to say is that because there is this kind of behavior where people may go and play the game just because they bought the Coke, but there are also people who will buy the Coke, but knowing there's the game, they may not play. So I think the question is that how can we engage people? What would be the right kind of motivation to get people interested in the game and take actions, either to buy the product or buy the product, notice there's the game, go and play the game. You have to connect both together, and that is maybe the most challenging and tricky question.
Yeah, it's really, for me, it's the quality of the game and what I've heard about the game most of the time, but for the regular consumers, it's really hard to know.
Because there's one, I'm going to talk to also tourism companies, because then this become a very interesting thing. Example, we create a game about Kainu, and we try to get people to come to Kainu, and then let people know that when you come to Kainu, you play this game, you can know about Kainu even before you come, and when you come, you can explore, and when you explore, you can get benefits.
Yes.
Then you tie everything together. But then the question is that how can we do this right?
Yeah, it's
so, and of course I need a pilot company, so I have to speak to companies to see if they're interested to do, and then I have to speak to the students who are interested to do. Then I can match them together, then do a pilot project to see whether it
actually sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I can come to you then if I have a company interested to do, because then we can study. Because the first one you don't earn money, but you study how this kind of location-based game can work. How can you attract people to play the game? How can you attract people to explore inside the game, and at the same time tap into the benefits and therefore bring the benefits out to the real world?
Yes.
Then it would be very interesting to find out.
It sounds really interesting.
So we have to just find the right company to do the explorations together and see how we can develop a model to bring that into something bigger and more refined. Yes. Okay, I guess at least that's the end for our discussion. So thank you very much, Samuli.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, or anything else that you'd like to say?
No.
And if there is, please write me an email.
Yeah, I'll send the link for the
blog. And send a link for me. Okay, so let me try to start this first.